Hello, it's that college football guy here with another video. Yeah, it's a little bit bright out right now, but I'm here in Nashville, Tennessee, waiting for my trailer to get done so I can head over to North Carolina and go drop it off tomorrow morning. But first off, let's get everybody. Thanks everybody for checking out the channel. Thanks everybody for watching this video. As always, please, if you like the video here, give me the thumbs up down below. Comment, subscribe. I love everything here. Thumbs up, help the analytics. Love hearing comments from you. And we can interact with you, and subscribe to the channel so we can get this channel to grow to be something. So, first thing off, now it's time for that top 25. Yeah, my top 25 for week 9 of the college football season. One thing to let you know about that also is that the fact is it's been our 2 weeks, hasn't it? Which means tomorrow is time for the subscriber rankings. For those of you who don't know, at the beginning of the season, I asked everybody, all my subscribers, what's their favorite university? What's the one that they love more than anybody else? Their favorites. And we had 16 that came in. This will be for tomorrow. Okay, this is for tomorrow. So I'm putting down the comments. If you watch this video and your school's not mentioned, you want me to add it in, let me know in the comments on this one, and then I'll make it up. As tomorrow I'm going to make up the subscriber ranking video. Because we only have college. There's no college football on Wednesday this week. It's just Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So just to let you know on that. But for those of you asking real quick, I wanted to feed this out there, so let you know where the subscriber schools are. Well, I'm basically going to read you the subscriber rankings from last week. And that was 1 through 16. Tennessee, Kansas State, Kansas, Cincinnati, Baylor, Minnesota, Boise State, Maryland, Oregon State, Texas Tech, Memphis, UNLV, San Diego State, Arizona State, West Virginia, and Fresno State. Those are the 16 schools. If your school's not mentioned and you want me to put it in the rankings, leave it in the comments down below, leave it in the video, and I'll throw it in. But let's get at what we came out for here, and that's the top 25. My top 25 for this week. So we're going to go with, first off, we're going to recap everything with my top 25 from last week. And, well, it's a little interesting. Where I just placed it here. Oh, there it is. All right. Leaving everything in here. My top 25 from last week. Mine. Number 1, Michigan. Number 2, Georgia. Number 3, Tennessee. Number 4, Clemson. Number 5, Ohio State. 6 was Ole Miss. 7, Utah. 8, Alabama. 9, TCU. 10, Oregon. 11, USC. 12, Kentucky. 13, Oklahoma State. 14, UCLA. 15, Syracuse. 16, Mississippi State. 17, NC State. 18, Illinois. 19, Wake Forest, 20, Penn State, 21, Kansas State, 22, Texas, 23, UCF, 24, Baylor, and 25, Tulane. Now, one other thing to let you know about my top 25. I don't give you credit for having a bye week. If you win a game, you go up in point value. Wherever your point value will have you as, you go up. If you lose a game, you go down. If you don't play, you stay at whatever your value is. What I mean is like, if you're ranked the number 2 team and you don't play, your ranking is 2. But if a team is like number 5, they beat a school and their net points going them up, they end up being a 1, guess what? They're above you. They play. Conversely, when they have a bye week and you play, you pass them. Fair is fair. Well, this week we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 schools in the current top 25 who all had bye weeks. We had 3 changes to the top 25, 3 debuts, and 3 schools dropped out. So let's get into the new top 25. We're going to start right at the top. Remember, bye weeks, I don't give you credit for having a bye week. What have you done for me lately? The new number 1 is Clemson. Clemson, the DJ who can't hit the damn broadside of a barn some days. They beat a top 25 team. They got to win. Ohio State's now number 2. They beat a top 25 team. Number 3 is now Alabama, because they blew out a top 25 team. They were 8 last week. So Clemson went up to number 1, climbed 3 spots. Ohio State went to number 2, climbed 3 spots. Alabama went to number 3, climbed 5 spots. Number 4 is Tennessee, down 1 because they blew out an FCS school. Well, being an FCS school isn't exactly that valuable. Number 5 is Michigan, down 4 on a bye. Like I said, I don't reward buys here. Number 6, Oregon, up 4 spots with their dismantling of UCLA. Number 7 is Georgia, down 5 spots on a bye. Number 8, TCU up 1 with their win. Number 9, Oklahoma State up 4. Now we have 3 consecutive schools that were on byes. Number 10, Utah, down 3. They were on a bye. Number 11 and 12 stayed the same as last week. USC and Kentucky both stayed the same. They were ranked 11 and 12 last week, and they're both on byes. Number 13 is Wake Forest, up 6 from last week. Number 14 is Penn State, up 6 from last week. Number 15 is Ole Miss, down 9 after getting the brakes beat off them by LSU, even though they led early in it, which was just bad. Number 16 is NC State, up 1 on a bye. Number 17, Syracuse, down 2 because of their loss to Clemson. They had a 1. I mean, obviously, NC State wouldn't have climbed up if it's the way the point values work, folks. Number 18, debuting LSU. You blew out a top 25 team. In fact, you blew out the number 6 team in the country, just outside the top 5. So that gives more value to me. Number 19, Illinois, down 1, had a bye week. Number 20, Baylor, up 4 with their victory over Kansas. Number 21, Oregon State, debuting in the top 25 for the first time after they blew out their blowout victory. Number 22, UCLA, down 8 after getting blown out by Oregon. Number 23, South Carolina, making their debut in the top 25 with a victory over Texas A&M. Number 24, Mississippi State, down 8 after being blown out by Alabama. And number 25, Tulane, same spot they had last week. They beat Memphis, but it wasn't a blowout win. Now I say, well, what does the wins mean? Okay. I do everything on a point scale. I'm a math guy. For those of you who watched any of the videos, you know the fact I'm a math guy. And I do the worst kind of win you can have. What's the worst kind of win? Barely beat an FCS team. That's the worst win. I give that as a 0. You barely beat an FCS team, you're 0. You didn't do anything good. It's like barely beating an FCS team is equivalent to me of being on a bye week. I mean, what did you do? Nothing. Blowing out an FCS school has the same value as a close victory. Now, what do you mean by close victory? 14 points or less. I call a blowout 15 or more. Because that means it's either you have to get 2-point conversions, or it's a little bit extra work, and then 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points. A little bit more work. So blowing out an FCS school is the same value as a close win over a group of 5. Blowing out a group of 5 is the same victory as beating a Power 5. Blowing out a Power 5 is the same amount value as beating a top 20, barely beating a top 25. Blowing out a top 25 has the same value as beating a top 5. But the most value, blow out a top 5 school. Losses wise, you lose to a top 5, barely lose to a top 5. That's the equivalent of a moral win. You had a close loss to a top 5 school. Well, you should go down a little bit because you barely lost to a top 5 school. A blowout loss to a top 5 has the same value as a loss to the top 25. Losing to a top 25 school, blowout loss. First order, blowout loss to the top 25 is the same as a close loss to a Power 5. A blowout loss to a Power 5 is the same value as a close loss to a Group of 5. Blowout loss to a Group of 5 is the same as losing to FCS. But what is the worst thing you can do? Get blown out by an FCS school. Point scale. It's a chart. That's how I do this. So, to recap, Clemson's the new number 1, followed by Ohio State, Alabama, Tennessee, Michigan, Oregon, Georgia, TCU, Oklahoma State, Utah, USC, Kentucky, Wake Forest, Penn State, Ole Miss, NC State, Syracuse, LSU, Illinois, Baylor, Oregon State, UCLA, South Carolina, Mississippi State, and Tulane. The 3 that dropped out were number 21, number 22, and number 23 in my last week's poll. Kansas State, they had their loss. Texas lost, and UCF lost. So they were the bottom of the rankings and lost out. South Carolina won. Oregon State had a good win. And LSU blew out Ole Miss. And blowing out, that's a good victory. Whether you like it or not, it's a good victory. So will they be able to stay in the top 25 next week? I don't know. But that's my top 25. So tell me what you think down below. Tell me in the comments what do you think. What did I do good? What did I do bad? What's the difference here? Tell me. I'd like to know. I want to know. What's the difference here? What do you think would be an improvement? What do you like it or not? Tell me down below. Thanks everybody for watching the video. As always, please give me the thumbs up. It helps the analytics, helps the video to be seen. As always, say comment, share this video. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel so we can get this channel to grow. So thanks everybody for watching the video again. Subscriber ranking show will be tomorrow. If your ranking school is not in the schools I mentioned earlier, in those 16, go ahead and put your school in the comments and I'll add it in. So thanks everybody for watching the video. Be safe out there and please be good to each other.